Hi, I'm Bill DiGiulio, and in this video I'd like to do a brief harmonic and melodic analysis of the Christmas song and jazz standard, Christmas Time Is Here. The song was composed by Vince Guaraldi and is heard every year in the Peanuts cartoon Christmas special, which airs on a regular basis, of course, every year. Many people have heard this song, as have I, and it's a very interesting construction, and it's interesting what he does with it harmonically. So I wanted to do just a brief explanation of my analysis of it, just to, in case you haven't transcribed it or played it. I had not transcribed it before, so I finally sat down and did it, and found some very interesting things melodically, harmonically in this song that I wanted to share in this video. First of all, the basic structure, it's a 32-bar form. It's an AABA. Now, what's also interesting is, let's take a look at the melody first of all, not even looking harmonically yet. Just take a look at the transcribed melody. Let's take a look at the rhythmic structure first. The melody is made up of simply three measures, measures of rhythms, okay, basically. The first one, of course, is a 2/8 notes, quarter, tied to an eighth note, and then followed by an attacked eighth note. And then the next measure is a dotted half. And then the only other rhythmic motif that occurs is a variation of the first measure, which is 2/8, a quarter, and a quarter. So those are the only rhythmic figures that occur in the entire piece. Okay, very simple rhythmically. And what's also interesting is the B section, though it's different melodically, is exactly the same rhythmically. Okay, it has the exact same rhythm as the A section. Okay, very interesting. And now let's take a look melodically at what he's doing. The A section is in the key of F major, diatonically, and is completely diatonic except for one chromatic passing tone. In the sixth measure of the A section, notice there's an E flat, which to my mind serves as a chromatic passing tone. Resolves directly to the D, so very clear function in that case. And so the entire first 8 measures are clearly in the key of F major. Now in the B section, he goes to and notice the melody. Oh, one other thing I noticed is the melody is primarily in thirds, ascending and descending thirds. Okay, so very common melodic structure in this song. Now the B section starts almost the same way, a descending third, only this time the descends to an A flat, which actually puts this in the key of D flat major, for reasons I'll describe in a minute. So the first 4 bars of the B section are in the key of D flat major. Then, notice the A natural returns in the 13th measure, which puts the next 4 bars back into the key of F major. Okay, so I didn't notate it as a different key. The first 4 bars I just kept in the key of F and used an accidental. Okay, but you'll notice the second 4 bars of the B section are completely F major diatonic. Okay, no chromatic passing tones or chromatic tones at all. And then of course the A section repeats. So melodically that's what's happening. Now let's look at what he does harmonically with this song. Very interesting. Being a jazz song, as I said, you would expect some extended and altered chords, and you definitely get that in this song. In fact, it's a characteristic feature of this Christmas song, as opposed to many others more traditionally composed songs. So the melody starts off right on the major 7th of the first chord. So since the first chord is F major 7, and the E, the major 7, is in the melody. Now, the A, or the third of the F major scale, is harmonized in a very interesting way. The A serves as the sharp 11 of an E flat dominant ninth chord. Okay, so the chord, I'm voicing it like this. Okay, this might not be the voicing on the recording, but I'm playing it E flat, G, B flat, D flat, which is the seventh, dominant seventh, F is the ninth, A as the sharp 11, and then that repeats. And then we have another diatonic melody, of course, AF, but harmonized as a B half diminished chord, which is, of course, not a diatonic to the key of F. Now, what happens next is a series of descending chords descending chromatically. B half diminished, B flat 7, A minor 7, 3 in the key of F, A flat 7, G minor 7, 2. Actually, it's a flat 9, sorry. So it's a C, 11, flat 9, and resolving to a F major 9. It's an F major 9, of course, because the G is in the melody, which is the ninth. And there's definitely an E in there. Okay? So that's harmonically the A section. So again, very simple diatonic melody, harmonized in a very clever way. Now notice I said repetition is very important in the song, and the B section shows a variation of that as well. Now the next melody note, of course, descends. Now we have C, A flat, and the C again is the major 7, this time of D flat major 7. Now again, we use the sharp 11 sound, but this time, since the melody ascends, we use a G flat 9 sharp 11 chord. And I'm voicing that J flat, B flat, D flat, F flat, A flat, B sharp, okay, sharp 11, and that repeats exactly. D flat major 7, G flat 7, sharp 11. Then we return right to the key of F major again, because we have the A, C, A in the melody. Now the next chord on the next measure is a D7, but it's preceded by a half step above that, E flat 7, which is the D flat 7, of course, is the dominant sixth. The flat 9 is added, and then the B flat in the melody actually turns that into a augmented chord, D flat 7 augmented, G minor 7, 2 chord. Now a D flat augmented, because we have an A in the melody, to a C13, because there's an A in the melody, and then the flat 9 is added on the fourth beat, and then the A section repeats. So again, the use of repetition is very important, as I said. Both sections start on the major 7th and employ the sharp 11 sound, which is a very interesting use of a color in a Christmas song. And then use two relatively standard jazz variations, okay? The first is the chromatic descending from the sharp 4, okay, as I discussed in the A section. And then in the B section, we have a variation on a 3-6-2-5. A minor 7, E flat 7 is the just a passing chord, to D7, flat 9 added, to 2, Again, appoggiatura above the 5 chord, and then resolving to the C. So an interesting approach to a relatively simple diatonic melody. Now, as I said, this is just my interpretation of this song. This could be analyzed many different ways, but this is how I first decided to analyze it based on my transcription of it. I didn't do an exact transcription of the piano part, so there could be some variations on that, but that's just the basic harmonic and melodic structure. If you have any comments, questions, criticisms, please put them in the comment section below. But this was a very interesting song. I definitely wanted to share this online with you and point out the beauty of a very simple structure and how that could be used to be enhanced in a jazz setting to give some more colors to a song. So have a great day, and we'll see you with more videos in the brand new year.